Hello and welcome to yet another power-packed show by Kalkine TV, The Hot Performers. I'm your host, Sage, and today we're going to discuss the rising oil prices. And not just that, we have got you three FTSE listed stocks as well in the oil and gas sector to buy amid the rising oil prices. So don't go anywhere and make the most of the current oil price rally. Oil prices have been on an uptrend for the past week due to the continuing increase in demand, and Brent crude oil touched a three-year high last seen in October 2018 at $80 per barrel on the 28th of September. The three FTSE stocks that are in focus today are Royal Dutch Shell, BP and Harbour Energy. Now, rising oil prices have been driven by a tight supply of oil, surging gas prices and demand recovery. British banking major Barclays released a report forecasting Brent crude to rise to $77 per barrel in 2022, up by $9 from an earlier estimate. The higher prediction is also partially due to investors having a lower degree of confidence in a US-Iran nuclear deal being revived once again. Another investment bank and research firm, Morgan Stanley, also estimates oil to trade around $85 per barrel, expecting a continued supply deficit in 2022. The Organisation of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and Allies, or the OPEC Plus group maintaining the production cuts for the July output, has added to the supply deficit. Now, meanwhile, UK's wholesale natural gas prices surged to a new record high as the gas shortage continues to deepen, and the UK has been facing a major gas crisis, with several energy companies going bust as they are unable to withstand the price shocks. And this surge in gas prices has thus increased oil demand as an alternative source of fuel. So on that note, let us now take a look at the three FTSE listed stocks in the oil and gas sector and how they reacted to the developments. FTSE 100 index listed company Royal Dutch Shell is a UK-based oil giant. It was among one of the highest gainers in the FTSE 100 index on September 28th, along with another oil major, BP. The group's shares hit an 18-month high on Monday and continued to extend gains, driven by the recent rally in the oil prices. And the company has netted shareholders a one-year return of 68.30%. And the second stock to look at is BP. This is another FTSE 100 index listed British oil giant, and the company expects the oil demand to reach the pre-pandemic levels by the third quarter of 2022, with the Asian region remaining the main driving force behind the oil demand. And the group expects the average 2022 oil demand to rise by 3.8 million barrels per day on a yearly basis. The company has netted shareholders a one-year return of around 45% as of 28th September 2021. And the third stock to look at is Harbour Energy. And the FTSE 250 listed firm Harbour Energy is an independent oil and gas company. The company reported its results recently, and it reported a profit after tax of $87 million. The company has netted shareholders a one-year return of 17% as of Tuesday. So the bottom line is that the recent rally in the oil prices has boosted share prices of the oil majors, and given that supply is expected to be constrained for another year, oil and gas companies can expect to see it reflected in their revenues. And investors keen to increase their exposure to oil stocks should also keep an eye on international news, such as OPEC Plus's forthcoming announcements on production outputs and on the UK's handling of its energy crisis. And that brings us to the end of the show. Hope you found that informative. Keep watching Kalkine TV for all such stocks and market-related insights. This is Sage signing off.